What impressed you most about his performance tonight?
Yeah, I thought tonight we had a lot of really good at-bats. We didn't have a lot to show for it, but I felt like we were on pitches. We hit the ball hard, hitting some tough luck there. But Belly was obviously Belly to get us on the board there with a big 2-run homer. And then where they walk Aaron, where they fall behind, he gets a big base hit off the lefty, insurance run. We tack on another one with the Jazz hit. So, that's just Belly, two-way player, and he was obviously big tonight.
You mentioned that home run there in the 4th inning, just based on how much of a struggle it was offensively last night. Did that almost feel bigger than 2 runs in the moment, just to kind of break open there a little bit?
It was definitely nice, and I really felt like the first few innings we were having good at bats, and we hit a number of balls on the screws, just not having much to show for it. So to finally break through, after a tough night offensively last night was big. And then pitchers all made it happen. Thought we made some good plays behind them, and good series win against a good club.
When you mentioned the pitchers, Max Fried gave up just 1 hit, that broken bat single there in that 1st inning. Just overall, what stood out to you about the way he threw it?
Yeah, he's really good. It's just they made him work. I don't know how many foul balls they had on the night, but it was just a lot of deep 3-2 counts. So he had to work for it pretty hard tonight. But I thought stuff was great. He had a lot of swing and miss going tonight. And he featured it. He featured a little bit of everything, I thought.
You brought Tim Hill in a tough spot there. We've seen that before. What do you think makes him fearless on the mound?
I don't know, but he is. He's letting it rip. It's not much secret what's coming, and he's coming after you, and gets a big strikeout there, and then Noel, I thought, threw a pretty solid at bat against him, but we're able to get the pop up there, and just a big night for Timmy. Like, he shut the door on him, and then to be able to go out and have a clean 1, 2, 3, 8th, was big to kind of preserve our guys a little bit too.
Gary,
you mentioned the swing and miss for Max. Do you feel like now that we're a couple months into the season now that strikeouts are a bigger part of his approach or attack plan than maybe years past? Obviously,
I don't sense that. He's trying to get you out. So, he's got that kind of stuff to be able to finish hitters off in that way. But, he's also pretty adept and likes early contact with the movement on his pitches. He just didn't get a lot of early balls in play. Someone grounded out to short, I forget now, on a first pitch. Might have been Wilson and hit around the 3rd or 4th after he'd thrown a ton of pitches, and it was the first pitch put in play, which is usually one of the calling cards for him. What was big was to be able to get through 6, the double play ball he got 10 the 5th, where his pitch count's already up over 90, and then he goes out and probably has his most efficient inning there in the 6th. That was big.
Clap.
Aaron, Bellinger's batting average rose dramatically in May after a slow start in April. Did you see something mechanically different in him, or was it just a breaking in period or an adjustment period?
Yeah, got asked that a lot when he was really starting to heat up, and I really think it's as simple as getting in good hitting position and making good swing decisions. He was leaving the zone a lot. He's got that bat to ball thing, so he can put balls in play, expanding the strike zone, but I think he was expanding a little too much, and I just think balance was better, has been better, and swinging at pitches that he can do something with. I think he's done that a lot better from the slower start.
I felt like I was mixing my pitches really well, working well with Austin. I feel like he had a really good feel of the game today and had a big meeting when he came out during that 3-1 count, and be able to settle me down a little bit and be able to get a big out. He's been doing a great job of kind of learning me and seeing things throughout the game, and have been leaning on him a lot. And then on top of that, you have some really nice defensive plays. Volpe, Belly, a lot of, just made my job a lot easier.
You mentioned that Bellinger play. Did you think he was going to get there off the bat?
I'm still getting used to the right field over there, so I'm not really sure what's a real homer or not. But I saw I was getting close, and then just made a really great leaping grab.
How meaningful was it for you to just bounce back after the last game?
Just want to be able to go out there and go deep into games, and nice to get to 100 pitches and being able to kind of get through a full outing and coming out with the win. Last time I let the lead go, so I just wanted to make it a point to keep them in it and try to hold the lead as long as I could.
Max, what does being known as a stopper mean to you?
Not trying to do too much as far as putting extra pressure, but you just want to win every game that you can when you go out there. For me, it was just important to getting back to doing what I really do well, getting back home, and after a long road trip, and just starting a new month off right.
When you survived that first inning,
Sorry?
When you survived that first inning and throw 28 pitches, do you pitch any differently the rest of the way to be more economical, or is it the same thing?
No, but they did a great job of just running deep counts. It felt like they were making some fighting off pitches and being able to have good ABs, and not a lot of hits, but they definitely made me work a lot today.
Does it get frustrating at all when they foul pitcher after pitch after pitch? They do it up and down the line.
It's part of it. It's kind of my. I don't miss a ton of bats as far as with like high miss. So foul balls are going to come. Sometimes they're in play, and sometimes they're not.
What do you think the job the bullpen did behind you tonight?
Incredible. They've been doing such a good job all year, and it was obviously huge of Tim to come in that situation and get two really big outs. Hold them to no runs, and then went out there and did it again for another inning and gave it to Johnny. So I just thought it was a really good team win tonight.
As good of you as anybody to watch Max Fried work tonight. Just what stood out to you?
I feel like he does it every day, night in and night out. He comes out and does it. Even before he was a Yankee, I played against him. I was in the same division as him even before the rules changed, so I was seeing him about 6 times a year, 5 times a year, and it wasn't fun. So I can imagine for other guys now that they get to feel my pain,
It's funny you say that because Bellinger said that on the field. I'm glad I don't have to face him, and he's on my team now. So when you were in the batter's box, what made him kind of so intimidating on the mound?
He just knows how to pitch, man. Like, his fastball is really good. His breaking ball, off-speed pitches are really good, and he can control them, and he knows when to throw them and the time to throw them, and he can read swings. It's just a lot that goes into it. I think my batting average over him is lower than my batting average right now, so it's kind of crazy.
But it's creeping up there now. Big home run. First game you came back, 3 hits for you tonight, stolen base. Just how are you feeling at the plate? What do you feel like clicking for you since being back?
I feel pretty good at the plate. I've just been out there doing my thing, feeling like it's minor league baseball again. Had a little short rehab stint in AA, and it took me back to the days that I was hitting 300 and the things that I was doing back then, and I'm just starting to do them now, back again now. So it seems like it's working. I'm just gonna keep it right now until the end of the season.
What were those things?
It's just effort level, like when I was in the minor leagues, I look at some swings from minor league times and games and realized that it was really more effortlessly instead of like swinging out of control and stuff like that. So now it's just more base hits,
Jazz, go ahead. What are you seeing from Bellinger now that maybe wasn't there for him in the first month of the season?
I just feel like it was just getting comfortable, and start of the season is you're still fresh, seeing pitches and locking in, so I feel like he locked in and now he's taking off.
With the Red Sox coming in, just what do you make of their season so far, following from afar?
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been following the Red Sox this season. I only look at my guys in here and what we're doing, so I couldn't tell you, I don't even know what place they're in. I don't know how guys, I don't know if guys are doing good or bad. I'm sorry.